Here we go on to row 8. So this row gets a little bit more interesting just in we do have a lot more color changes and we're going to actually start decreasing the triangles. So this is the farthest width, let's say this light pink will go, and then we're going to start decreasing it. And you'll see a little bit on the progress tracker that this particular the left side of this triangle is actually going to be in the red color and not the dark pink. So 3 of the corners of this first block will be in the dark pink, and this top left one will be in red. So, and you'll see as we go over into the other color blocks, sometimes, the corners will be all in one color, other times there'll be multiple colors to complete the block. So it is, sometimes it's easy to get in the habit and not pay attention that if there is a color change there. So just make a note that we're not going to be doing light pink for that top left. We're going to actually enter into the red color. All right. We'll grab the dark pink and do that single dark pink one. Find that first stitch. Tug on it, give it a little generous tension so we don't lose it. Alrighty, and this is also the last row of this center box. So row 9 will go back to similar to row 5 in that light pink color. Might get ahead of ourselves. Alright, so let's do the 5 pink. We're going to swap to the light pink for 3. And then we get to do a red stitch to end that small block. Oops. Pick up that light pink again for 2. And try not to split the yarn like I am. And then we get to do 21 of the red. We scroll this over. So you'll see the corner of the large block here is also going to be light pink. So we'll do 21 of the red, and then we'll swap to the light pink. All right. So that is the large block. We're going to do another small block. So this particular block, you'll see that the 2 top corners are going to be in red. So we're going to grab the thread. Three light. 5 peach. Three light pink. And we'll do another red. And 2 light to start the large block. Okay. So that'll show you a little bit on the, as we increase, this block, you'll see the light pink, and then here you'll see a corner of red, 2 corners of red. So definitely pay attention a little bit of kind of those color changes and what color of triangle we're building on. Try your best not to get distracted and be watching TV and be crocheting the wrong color. We'll scroll over as a preview. So we'll have a one with a red and then the dark pink. And then at the end, we'll have the peach color on both sides. And then at the very end, it looks like we'll have a dark pink on both sides. So I'll go ahead, I'm going to finish row 8, and then on this video, I'll continue on to row 9, show you what that looks like, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we just now finished up row 8. We're going into row 9. So you'll see with row 9, we're going to end the little square in the middle on the small blocks. And you'll go back to kind of the long string of the base color. So in this case, light pink. So we're going to do 2 of the dark, 9 of the light pink, and then 2 red to build out the diagonal on the triangles. And so here we can kind of reference whatever color that we did on the previous row should be the color that we're going to be using on top. So that should not be changing. So we'll go to here. So we're going to start in the dark pink. And then we'll do 2. Pick up light pink and do 9 across. We'll pick up the red for this particular corner. And then we'll move into the larger block. So we'll do 4. So previous row we did 21 red, so this one would be, trying to do math here, about 17. So you're decreasing the number of red by 2 on each side, so 4 in total. And we'll finish that block up with 4. And I'll scroll my progress tracker over real quick. So this next small block, the two top triangles are in red. So we're going to start with the 2 red, and then the 9 light pink. And you'll kind of feel like now that you have quite a bit in your left hand, if you're right-handed, um, you'll have a little bit more weight to grab. Sometimes in those beginning rows, there's just so little amount to really be able to hold on to. Because I usually use my left hand to kind of hold it, and right at you'll see me kind of, I'm usually working a little bit of a diagonal just out of habit. Um, and it's so much nicer to have something to hold on to versus those first beginning rows. Swap to red. Do 2. So now you can kind of see a little better. You'll still have a nice solid line separating the blocks, running up. And it's just a nice pattern because there's just a bunch of lines going everywhere. And when you combine them together, they actually give a curvature. It's one of those patterns where a bunch of straight lines working together kind of creates a nice curve somehow. And it's pleasing to the eye to watch. So you can still see these nice lines in here. And then you're starting to get these diagonals. This is the upside down heart. So you see the two rounds on top of it. And you'll see this kind of go into the middle and form the heart. So I'm going to go ahead and get row 9 done, show my progress. So that is day 3 is going to be up to row 9. I plan on tomorrow, which will be the 4th or a Wednesday, to do 4, and that'll complete all 13 rows of this first section. Definitely post that, show me your progress, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.